I guess, RJ, now that you've kind of had some run in a couple games, how much more comfortable do you kind of feel in game now than you did maybe the last couple months?
Yeah, definitely. I feel way more comfortable. Veterans always talking to me like, "Be steady for your time. Like your time is coming. Like don't stress about it. Just keep working." And coaches gave me the confidence, so it's just feeling way more comfortable with them in the court.
RJ, your dunk there set the State Farm Center crowd into a little bit of a frenzy. Will you be thinking about that play and that roar for a while?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Last game against Northwestern, I got the same play. So it's just, that was one of the keys from Brad. Run and transition, like we got open layups. So it's just, that's my thing, just running hard.
Jeremy?
Kofi, how do you handle both physically and mentally the attention, the physicality you receive? Like, how do you find your way through that?
I usually handle it by, staying focused and just thinking about the bigger picture, not dwelling on it. So I'm able to help my teammates whenever I can. Today, obviously, it didn't turn out that way. I got a little bit frustrated, but, it's just about thinking about them, the guys beside me, the coaches that trust me. Just about thinking, forward thinking, win. That's it, So just doing whatever I can to win the game. I know me being frustrated changed that situation, So I just try not to think about it too much and try to, remain calm and focus.
Scott?
For Kofi and Alfonso both, just what have you seen from RJ maybe in the last couple of weeks where he's put himself in position to have a game like he did today?
He be playing with confidence. I feel like he always work hard and every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of him because I always see him taking shots. Trying to go to the gym early in the morning. See him like trying to take shots every day. So I feel like that's like he's working out. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell he's I'm doing well in that situation. So I'm proud of him though. I'm really proud of him.
Doug?
Alfonso, this is the second game in a row where the shots didn't come quite as easy in the second half as they did the first half. Were they doing something differently defensively in the second half?
No, we just changed the plan. You just like give the ball to Kofi because he was doing really well in the second half. So I feel like just like open the court so Kofi can like do his job.
Scott, I think you asked Kofi about RJ too. Is that right? I don't know if Kofi, maybe you could answer that.
About RJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Plummer said, it's just about getting this confidence, watching the ball go in. I've seen RJ work tremendously over the past couple of weeks. Just like standing in the gym and working on his game, and keeping his focus. So it's just about him getting the opportunity right now. He got a chance today, in the situation that we were in, and he came out there and he definitely capitalized on that. Just by staying focused and not worrying about another person. He just stayed focused and worried about the team and our growth. So. He got his chance today, and he went out there and he did an incredible job. He showed Coach that he belongs on the court.
Joey?
RJ, you had said you had kind of thought about that dunk a little bit. When you think about moments like that, how does that look in your head versus how it looks when it actually happens?
I basically don't think about it just in the game. It's just Coach always tells me in practice just run. Even though we're doing 5-0, he always tells me like sprint because that's going to help me in the game, and that's almost my type of play, just run in the corner and get into the corner quick. And I just run as soon as I see one of my guys got the rebound, just got to sprint because I maybe got a layup, or that would work. So put someone in rotation that would get somebody else open. So it's just, yeah.
Jim in the way back?
Kofi and Alfonso, you're happy the way you played? It seemed like the second half we were just hanging on for dear life. Was it a frustrating victory, I guess the words I'm looking for? Were you a little frustrated by how the team played?
Yeah, definitely. As it gets deeper into the postseason, you want to keep building on, your play and your defense and offense, obviously. I think we did a poor job lately with just taking care of the ball and executing on offense. It was definitely frustrating for me. I think I had a career high turnovers today. Just about focusing, trying to slow the game down and not rushing stuff, being strong with the ball. So, I got frustrated in the end. I'm sure these guys did too. We're going to grow from that. We're going to go back to the drawing board and look at what we did wrong, and we're going to keep getting better.
We're a good team, but I feel like we don't focus on details. You know what I'm saying? So we can go, on the highest level that we're trying to go. So I feel like we have to focus on details every time we play.
Alec?
RJ, do you feel like you kind of have a skill set that maybe others on the team don't have that allows you to be successful when you're on the court?
Definitely. I think athleticism will be the type of skill that Not everybody has in the team, so yeah, I'll say athleticism.
He's fast. He's really fast. So yeah, too.
Kofi, 3 weeks left in the regular season here, with the Big Ten race so close. What did you guys learn last year about closing out and trying to win a championship?
We learned the importance of taking care of business at home, and obviously, like, if you know us, our identity on the road, we're road warriors, and we try to go out there and we try to, capitalize on that. The road wins are really important in this league, and we just emphasize the importance of like every game. I think that was the biggest thing for us. Everybody was, I think everybody's locked in for the most part. In each and every game that we played. It's just about not slacking off and losing a bad game. A game that you should have won. Trying to capitalize on that and building on wins. Like we would lose one game and then we would have a seven game winning streak where we're just winning and just those kind of things. Just keep building. Just emphasizing the importance of winning and executing and finishing the job.
This is for Kofi. Kofi, obviously Northwestern was very aggressive with their doubles and triples. In those situations, in your mind, as you're in the post, do you feel that in your situation you prefer to kind of be patient and see how things develop and see how things go through, or just try to get that and go before the double team gets there, or how do you kind of work through that in your mind?
It's all situational. Guys have they have different double and triple packages for me. Some guys double on the catch, some guys double on the dribble. So the biggest thing for me is just realizing what kind of double it is at first. Once I do that, then the job becomes easier for me. Today I did a poor job of doing that, but usually I just wait. If a guy doubles fast on the catch, I normally try to like be patient with it. If they're doubling on the dribble, I know that I have to go fast. So it's all about realizing the double and what kind it is.
Alec?
Yeah, I guess this is more for Kofi and Alfonso. How does RJ's athleticism help you guys on the court when you're trying to be successful?
I feel like we quicker like on fast breaks. I feel like we can make a lot of points in fast breaks. So yeah, it helps us a lot in that situation. Like the pace is gonna be better.
Yeah, he definitely elevates us defensively as well. With us being able to guard different positions and switching and grabbing rebounds the way he did today in the late situations. So I think his game overall helps us. We're a really athletic team, and we try to emphasize like getting out in fast breaks, rebounding, and all those things that athleticism is required for. So he's definitely a great addition to that part.
Joey?
For Kofi and Alfonso, do you guys remember a time in the summer or early fall that RJ did something athletically for the first time that caught your attention? And if so, maybe what was that?
The between the legs dunk. That was big time.
Yeah, RJ always gives you something special. He just keeps showing you something special each and every day, especially in practice and after practice. He's different, man. Like he's a different kind of beast. When I watch him, sometimes I'm in awe. Sometimes, most of the times, just seeing what he's capable of. And I still don't think people really realize that. So he's just incredible, man. I can't put words together, man, to describe it.
Do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, RJ, just what's that like to hear a returning All-American and a fifth-year guy say that about you?
It feels great. What can I say? It just makes me really happy that they're noticing that all the hard work is just paying off, and just they're my family. Like I really love them from the bottom of my heart. Every day in practice, we just go off. I know I hack Kofi every time in practice, but it's just to get him ready for the game because I know they're gonna triple team him. I literally be hitting his arms on purpose so like he gets mad and just be ready for those type of plays. Like today, they were hacking him, but he knew how to handle it because he's just used to it already in practice. So it's just being a teammate.
Rob?
I want to ask about free throws and Jacob Grandison and composure, because he didn't see the ball go in today until he had to make those two. Anybody want to take that one about his leadership?
I mean, he's a vet. Like he be in that situation a lot of times. I mean, I feel like he's ready for. I feel like his mind is really strong. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he can handle like any situation, even though he's on an off day. So yeah, he's just a vet, doing his work.
Yeah, Jacob's the most composed player I ever met in my life. Nothing rattles him. He just always keeps his cool, and like he's one of those guys where everybody looks to him and they're like, he could say whatever he wants to anybody and we'll listen. You get what I'm saying? Like he's just so composed and like he's level-headed. Always positive. So I don't think anything would have swayed him, would cause him to miss those free throws. Like he's just always like level-headed.
Kofi, it seemed like when you got most rattled way in the back here, Kofi, it seemed like Coach Alexander had a real long talk with you. How do you summarize that talk, and what does Coach Alexander mean to you?
He means a lot to me, man. He keeps me focused, on the ultimate goal, and he reminds me who I am. He reminds me what kind of player I am. So sometimes when I get angry or confused or frustrated, he just reminds me, you're an All-American. You're our guy. You get what I'm saying? So he just gives me that, that relief. Like, yeah, I have nothing to worry about. Let's just keep playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely keeps me level-headed and, stays on me.
Mark in the way back again.
RJ, from summer ball till now, how much has your confidence grown, and maybe how much have you grown as a player in these last 4 or 5 months?
I mean, my style of play has grown a lot. Just being with the vets every time in practice, just going at them with them, guarding them, because I know it's going to make me better, and getting all the knowledge I can, getting everything, like the little stuff that they have learned for the past 5 years, 4 years, like Trent. It's been amazing. So I've grown a lot as a player, mentally and physically, with Fletch in the weight room. So it's just getting prepared and getting the best out of them. Plummer's a fifth-year senior, Puerto Rico. I can talk with him in Spanish every time. So he just keeps me sometimes in practice whenever things don't go my way. So it's just really a lot of love from them. So it's just, letting a lot from them.
Joey.
RJ, it seems like over the last 2.5 or 3 weeks, things have really gone pretty fast for you on the court in terms of growing into more minutes. Did you think once I get out there, it'll happen fast? I mean, obviously, it's kind of a slow process to now, but in your mind, did you think, like, once I get that chance, I'm going to kind of skyrocket a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I was always ready for that chance. I was always working out with all the coaches, just be ready for that time, learning in practice every time, just scouting in case my time comes, just being ready for those type of moments.
Alec?
RJ, I spoke with you, Alfonso, and Andre before the season about your guys' ability to speak Spanish and how comforting that was for the three of you. Now that the three of you are playing, how comforting is that for the three of you guys to be able to speak in your own language?
Definitely, it's amazing. It's one of the best things because, like, sometimes in practice, whenever we're in the same thing, we just, like, out of the play, like, we can read stuff and, like, we can talk in Spanish, like, we can do this, and, like, everybody's confused, so, like, it works out. It's just amazing how we can connect every time and just support each other, like, in our own way.
Sometimes we don't understand in English, so we just talking in Spanish too.
Yeah, when they get rattled, you can't hear what they're saying. You can't understand what they're saying.
Like,
so they need that.
Especially me.
And we'll be like, what he said? I don't know.
All right, thank you, man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate y'all.
That was a good Super Bowl Sunday. Good start to it anyway. Loved the first half of that game. I thought we were trying to get back and establish some of the pace that we want to play with, which I thought was important, and it opened things up. Our ball movement was great. I think we had 10 assists at half, 9 threes. It frees Plummer up. It creates great space. I thought it was really important to move their tags. And we knew that they would come after Kofi. They did a great job on that. And then, second half, it was we didn't run, and we opened the half, and I think DeMonte had 3 kind of horse shots from 3 that didn't go in, and all of a sudden they make a couple, get a couple in transition, and then we turn the ball over at an uncanny rate. We haven't had 20 turnovers probably since Cincinnati. I don't know that. Don't quote me on that, but it's been a long time. And we hold Bowie and Chase to 7 of 28, 0 for 10 from 3. We knew those were the 2 guys. They're 1 in 14, I think, when Pete Nance makes more than 1 3. So we weren't overly worried about that. Everybody gets worried about his pick and pop. We were worried about those 2 guys, and I thought we did a nice job there. But love the rebound total, and then RJ was terrific tonight. And I think we're starting to see depth and growth, and I thought Coleman was really good as well. So Plummer was elite in the first half, and then our tempo slowed, and we didn't get him as many looks in the second half. But good start to the week, and glad we got found a way when things weren't great.
Go ahead, Doug.
Coach, what did you see with the execution in the second half? Was there something different that Northwestern was doing, or just your team not executing the way they did in the first half?
Well, the pace and tempo was completely different, and we got we got the ball to Kofi. He just had an uncanny, 6 turnovers. He's handled doubles and triples all year, really. But along the way, we only made 1 3 the second half, and we got good looks. And when the ball doesn't go in, it's amazing how things change. And it led to some fast break points for them, and that was allowed them to get back in the game.
Brad.
Obviously, big game from RJ Melendez. There was one play in the second half when he gets beat back door and you're ready to yell at him, and then he blocks the shot. Does that kind of showcase maybe where he is and also shows what he has? Absolutely.
And I don't know if you guys noticed. I hope somebody got a picture of that last rebound. Wow. He's gained 20 pounds since he's been here. And he's a great competitor. He's just had to learn how to play at this level and understand the physicality. I mean, he gets beat on a simple flex cut, which we covered in Scout. Scouting report mistake, but he doesn't quit on it and just goes and blocks his shot. And it's nice to have guys who have that ability to go do that. And a lot of guys can get beat, but they can't recover. And RJ's got those gifts.
Jeremy.
Brad, as you say, Kofi never has a bad day, but it was rare to see him flustered at a time tonight, and then he bounces back. How do you guys prepare him, or how does he handle the physicality he gets, the attention he gets every night? Tonight was as bad as I've seen Kofi, and as flustered. Kofi was showing us his arms at halftime, and said he's getting his jersey tugged, and Kofi never shows emotion, and we all know he's the most fouled player in America. If they truly wanted to call a foul every trip, they probably could. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. He can't get flustered like that. But then they're late in the game, last 8 minutes, he just was no eyeball and carried us home down the stretch. But he was. They sent the farm to him, and he just had some uncanny turnovers that he usually doesn't have, no matter if there's 2 or 3 guys. But he was flustered tonight.
Troy.
Yeah, Brad, to kind of follow up on that, I know you can't comment specifically on the officiating tonight, but in general, in your discussions with the officiating and on how difficult, because you've said so that he's one of the most difficult players to officiate in this game right now. What their challenges have been in officiating him?
Yeah, one of the officials told me tonight they could call a foul every trip. How do you respond to that? I mean, so you're going to pick and choose? There's one play. There's 2 hands straight in his back. And I'm not trying to nitpick on this crew. This is a really good crew. I take these guys every night, but I get it. He is hard to officiate, but at the expense of breaking his arms and cracking his wrist and bleeding. So I better be quiet.
Alec.
Brad, a couple of the players, and RJ included, said that his athleticism is something that others on the team don't have. How special is his athleticism and important to you guys as a team? Yeah, and it's only going to get better as he gets stronger. His that's why when we recruit him, he's different than Pods. He's different than Luke. His athleticism. The move he made in the Purdue game, we just drove it baseline and hit a pull-up jump shot, and the block. Those things are really important. And when I tell you he's going to be a star in this league, he's going to be a star in this league. And he's playing himself into a pretty good opportunity right now.
Joey.
Did you think, it seems like these last 2 games, it's been a pretty fast upward trajectory for him on the court. Did you think once he gets out there and once that light turns on, it was going to happen? And it's about maybe a time you thought that could be happening?
No, I never know when the switch is. He'd been practicing really good. He'd been giving our guys problems in practice, and most of the time he runs on the scout team, and he's the other guy's best wing player or whatever, and he's just giving us problems. And I'm like, he might be ready, and he's so instinctive, and everything's natural and easy for him. His IQ's really high, and then what's matched that now, which wasn't early, is now he's putting in the time. Now the work ethic is creeping into that, and we're seeing a really confident young guy.
In the way back to the left.
Coach, you're atop the Big Ten standings. You have 6 more games left in the regular season. Do you feel like you're going to have some extra pressure to maybe finish out the season strong?
One game at a time. I think I've been here before. I don't think it's Purdue won by 1. Every game in this league is so hard. It's what Chris and I talked about before the game. I mean, this league is just this was one of the hottest teams in the league. This team, Northwestern's going to beat some people down the stretch. That team's playing really, really hard. And, I don't ever look at it like that. I mean, we're just literally taking it one game at a time. We got 3 weeks left, and the next one's at Rutgers, and, it's to look forward to anything. We'll tally them up at the end and see where we're at.
Doug.
Coach, do you think this could be a turning point for Coleman Hawkins? He didn't score, but he was a plus 17 in the plus minus. Seems like he had more confidence today.
He was great yesterday. We made him be Nance. Sometimes when you take guys and put them in a different role, and we said, you're Pete Nance, and, I mean, the dude made every 3 yesterday, and, I mean, was driving the ball, and his drive today, the big difference with Coleman, that drive he made, and he made a kick to RJ in the corner, that was a 2-foot jump stop. Early in the year when he was starting and playing, that would have been a 1-foot probably charge or throw it out of bounds play because he would have been out of control. And that's where he's matured and he's grown. And, defensively he can give us so much. And I'm really happy for him. He was fabulous today.
Scott.
I guess, I don't know, from June to February, how does the trust develop with the freshmen where you feel comfortable with them in crunch time of a close game in the Big Ten?
Yeah, it's not rocket science, but it's guys have to show you that they can deal with adversity. I don't know how many guys are in the country that, I think at one point somebody told me there were 24 freshmen playing over 20 minutes a game in Power 5 schools. That was a while back. So, but you can put that piano on their back because it's called adversity. They've never dealt with it. And how they handle that, not playing. New system, all the adjustments that freshmen go through. And how you handle that is interesting. Everybody does it differently. And they all come in here and think they're going to be great and they're going to rock the world. And they've been told since they were 14 that they're pros. And they have no idea what that means. But how you handle that adversity and then you get back to work. Because what happens in practice, more often than not in practice, we're working on team stuff. That's not individual stuff. You may get 3 shots in a practice. So now you got to go put in the time. And when they start putting in that time, that means they care. They're about us. They're about what we're doing. All 3 of those guys have done that and shown that. And, everybody rides with veterans early. And, we've done that. And but, boy, it is nice to see. And I got a lot of confidence I didn't play RJ and Luke today. And for no particular reason, but I got a lot of confidence in those guys as well.
Brad?
It seems like every game there's that one stretch. Today was a 7-minute stretch. They make a run. You just struggle on offense. What happens? What do you need to do to make the adjustment there?
Open to suggestions. I mean, we've fought movement, we've fought post ups, we've today it was just you make miss shots, you miss a couple free throws, you you've got to stem those tides with that. And an offensive rebound here or there, and some of those things, but help stem the tide in that. And not every game is going to be a beauty when it comes to execution. But, we're trying to get going again. We're trying to play with a little more, and that will help RJ. It will help Luke. It will help, and everybody looks at Jake's number, and Jake missed some open shots tonight. Jake's one of the reasons we're playing so well offensively, because he's a great connector. He spaces the floor. Nobody's leaving him. Everybody's pressuring him, and it's great. And because he's a really good passer. And I trust Jacob Grandison a lot. And so it's, I wish I had the answer. I wish I'd sure as the hell get it solved. But it's making a play, making a shot sometimes can flip all of that.
Rob?
Violating your one day at a time rule, but RJ and Fonz were talking about speaking in Spanish and how that helps them on the court. The Caribbean has been so good to you. Long term, do you hope to recruit that still?
Yes. And yes. They have tremendous pride, spirit, passion. Yes.
Yeah.
Brad, you talk about culture a lot. How long does it take a guy like Trent to realize, well, I only had 7 points tonight, but Bowie went 3 of 13, so I did well. Like, I contributed. And Coleman Hawkins doesn't score, but he contributed. And how long does that take for them to kind of get it?
I hope pretty quickly, because that's what we talk about. And I don't want, it's one of the, be honest, it's one of the big challenges with Fonz. Everything he's attributed his all of his success to how many baskets he makes, and we're fighting that. That's winning basketball when you hold two guys that are really good to 7 of 28. That's winning, and it's not, because we can't control offense. We can't control when that ball goes in every single night, and so we're trying and. That's helped RJ, to be very honest, get on the court because he's got length and he can guard, and he's bought into that. He's not worried about how many points he scores.
Doug,
Coach, it seems like there's times when Andre Curbelo is a little bit outside of this structure, a little bit kind of freelance. And are there times where you need to dial him back a little bit?
It's a hard one to answer because we've all seen him. The beauty with Dre is he can break plays off like no other. No, there's not one team in America that can keep Andre Curbelo out of the paint. Not one. He did it against Baylor last year. And he's trying so hard to find a little rhythm and to find his pace. And yesterday, he playing his butt off in practice, literally having his best practice of the year, and he rolls his ankle. And so he doesn't practice the rest of practice. And he's, yes, to answer your question, there's a fine line. And yet you've got to understand he's going to make 1 or 2 turnovers because of what he's going to try and what he's capable of doing. But we need him to be really good and really dialed in.
Is there a moment in the recruiting process, or maybe even early, when RJ got to campus that his athleticism, was there a play that you were like, we haven't had that come through here in some time?
Yeah, the first day of layup lines, when he's leaving just inside the free throw line, dunking a ball. No, we saw it in the recruiting process, and we knew we needed that type of athlete on the wing, and we haven't had that 6'6", 6'7" size, and that athleticism, and. He's a really good shooter, but yet that's a different type of athlete than most guys we've had.
Gavin,
Brad, this time of year, you guys obviously are leading the Big Ten. Do you sleep better at night because of that, or worse at night because of that?
I don't sleep. Period. I didn't sleep the first 2 years when we were getting our ass kicked, and I don't sleep now. And my wife was mad at me this morning because I woke up at 4:45. To see who won the late games last night, and I pick and choose. You know, tonight will be Super Bowl commercials and Rutgers, and you know, if I don't get, yeah. So I don't. To me, it's not any of that. I can't control what happens with 13 other teams, and so it's literally the game, the next game, and we know we're in first. You guys, it's all you guys talk about. It's all everybody talks about, and I can't keep our guys from hearing that. So we address it, but we're not talking about it. That'd be a death sentence to do that. So. How can we try to play the best game we can against Rutgers?
Go ahead, Alec.
You said you identified in the recruiting process that you needed more athleticism on the wing. Was there a reason or a game that made you feel like you needed someone with RJ's kind of athleticism on the wing?
Everybody's had it in the league. Everybody's got really good size. Had really good size. I go back to my first year, and what was the kid from Bloomington went to Ohio State? Thank you. You know, 6'9" on the wing, and we're out there with 6'2" guys trying to guard him. And you know, you go through, and we've been really blessed because DeMonte's got unbelievable length and unbelievable strength, and he's been able to guard some of those guys. But you know, it's just an area we needed to get an emphasis and continue to grow and change and try to find 6'6", 6'7" guys.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Enjoy the Super Bowl.